Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Welcome. Can everybody hear me? If you can hear me, you can just say hi on the chat. Uh, you're welcome, Shagun, Daniel, David, Donka, Gabby, Johnson, Peter. So we're expecting more people. We'll just give them a few minutes, then we'll start. Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining, and everybody's welcome. Um, Great weather out there, and we'll just get down to it. It's just like a 30 minutes webinar, and we don't want to waste your time. It's a Saturday, and we want everybody to enjoy the night, and we just want to come together to have this discussion and have this opportunity to discuss with each other. All right. So the reason for this webinar is basically to talk about ERP consulting, the tech career that nobody told you about. And we've been having like two sections, and we have more people that have joined us, and I will just go right into it so that we can get it. So we are Pro ERP Consulting Academy, ERP Consulting, the tech career that nobody told you about. My name is Philani Oladayo, and I'm the founder of Pro ERP Consulting Academy. I've been an ERP functional consultant since 2013, and I've worked as an ERP functional consultant for like 14 years now. I've consulted for quite some number of companies, oil and gas, servicing companies, logistics, production, banks, insurance company, insurance brokerage, and somehow much more. Then, of course, I have with me Ayodele Oluwasegun is our co-founder, and for Pro ERP Consulting Academy. We started our career almost the same time. He was working in the development company while I was working in the consulting company, and he developed one of the first bespoke ERP application that was applied to a lot of companies in Africa. And both of us have been great tech. So, and currently is working on developing one of the fintech projects for First Bank, and that is Ayodele Oluwasegun is also on the chat with us. So, what is the tech career that nobody told us about? And I know many of us are heard about a lot of tech career. We've had cybersecurity, data analysis, cloud computing, many data science, so many are right there out there. And sometimes people get confused on exactly should I go into. And of course, we know the more people are going into some of these roles, the more competitive they are. But there is one that nobody is talking about, and it's ERP consulting, and that is enterprise resource planning. Enterprise resource planning is basically an application that manages all aspects of an organization, all the important activities on an organization in one place. And what do I mean by that? I mean basically that if you have an organization, let's assume that you are selling biscuits, or sorry, you're producing biscuit, let's use producing so that you can sell it. That means that in that organization, we need to manage the purchase of the raw material for the biscuit. We need to manage the production of the biscuit. We need to manage all the staffs that are responsible for the production. We need to manage waste. We need to manage what we are buying from different vendors. And at the end of the day, we need to manage, did we even make profit in this business? Now, there's an application that manages every aspect of this business in all these departments and integrate them together to generate one report, which is an enterprise resource planning. And I said, think ERP as the central nervous system of a company. It manages your sales, your accounting, your inventory, your purchasing, your productions, and your operation. It connects everything together. And that is what ERP is all about. I've talked about it. Simple analogy is I own a furniture company. I start up a furniture company as the owner of that furniture company. What happens is that then I put in my capital into the company as my equity. Then when I put in my capital into the company then starts. Then I have to, place order for the wood. I have to get a department that does the procurement of the wood. I have to make sure that when the item comes in, I take in the stock. I don't want to take in the stock physically. I want the system to take in the stock so I can know how much I've gained. Also, I want to know the guys, after they make production, how wood, or let's say how many oak trees is going to be responsible to make a chair. It takes account of everything, so you're not missing any record of the company. It's actually, I'll call it the life wire of a company. And at the end of the day, you want to be able to sell the item. So if the stock is low, it must alert the purchasing team to buy more wood. The warehouse receives the instruction to prepare the order. The finance team automatically get the information needed to create an invoice. The management can see the entire process in real time. And that is what an ERP does. So without an ERP, each department might be using different systems, resulting in duplicate work, resulting in when we put it on Excel and somebody will forget and start looking for the money. And at the end of the day, you should be able to calculate what is the financial report of the organization. So what is the power of an ERP? We said it is a company operating system, and I don't want to talk more. We have different ERP systems: Microsoft Dynamics, SAP, Oracle, NetSuite, Odoo, and much more. What is our agenda? There is a part of the career into this application, and that is ERP consulting. ERP consultant is someone who is responsible for deploying the application in the company. And what does that ERP consultant does is that he goes in and collects all the business process of that company. For example, as an ERP consultant, I go into an organization and I said, okay, can I see all the stakeholders in this department that we talked about before? The sales, the operations, the inventory, the warehouse. I want to have a discussion with you. How do you run your process? Oh, you know what we do? We buy our stock from China. So when we buy from China, we don't pay China immediately. That is you noting it down. You are noting all the business requirement down. And after you note all the business requirement down, then you go into the next phase of analyzing the business requirement with your team. Then after you analyze business requirements, you say, okay, this is the way we are going to run it. Let's run it from where we put in the money into the company, where we debit the money into the company, and we start crediting the money out for different projects, right? Let's run it this way because the company said they only pay their vendors every 30 days. Yeah, so we have a settlement plan. So that is the responsibility of an ERP consultant. Then when he finishes, he go back to the company and said, this is what I've set up for this company as a demo. Can you see it? Then they said, okay, yes, can we run like a demo check? Then we run a demo check and they accept it, which we call the user acceptance test. Then after the user acceptance test, then you train, you collect all their data rather, and say, okay, we want all our data because we've been running this company for the past 20 years. So we want all our balance, maybe all the balances they have that financial year. Let's put it inside. So your responsibility is then to import it on the data, design their report, design their invoices, and define the workflows in the company. For example, if Daniel is my boss, that means that maybe I cannot approve a procurement that worth £5,000. I need to first speak to Daniel. Yeah, I need to first speak to Daniel. So I don't need to speak to Daniel. Immediately I raise it, and it's up to 5,000, the system will prompt it and send a message to Daniel through a Microsoft Teams or through his email and say, oh, there's an approval, and immediately the approval works. So that is the process of our ERP. That's the job of an ERP consultant. You create all these workflows, you deploy it, then you implement it. Before you then go live, you need to train all the users. You will train the finance director, you will train the finance associate, you will train account management, you'll be training them on everything they will do on that system and how it works. So why ERP consulting? Why is it that it's a tech career that nobody is talking about? There is an high demand of this role. But why is it that nobody is talking about it? It's because 50% of the UK employers are, some of the problem statements is that we have many UK employers that is finding it out for them. 2/5 of them report that it's so hard for them to fill the ERP vacancy. In fact, in April 2028, the Companies House, which is the body that is registering for the company, has made it compulsory that every company in the UK must file in their account by an ERP system. So the demand is high. And that is why if you are an ERP consultant, every time you will get job offers without you even to apply. No, you don't need to apply for any role as an ERP consultant. As an ERP consultant, once you have your LinkedIn, people are any other person that can apply for those roles. So those are just for you to understand the gap of ERP consulting. And one of the feedback for you leaving this is that you can go and make your research on it. Now, what are the benefits of ERP career? You can work globally, remotely, hybrid, job security, sure, and lucrative salary. The salary of an ERP consultant in the UK is spanning from as a junior consultant from £40,000 to over £100,000 to over £120,000. I've seen somebody that have offered me £500 per day just to come and work on a project. Then diverse opportunity. You work on multiple modules. Just like I told you in Nigeria, I work with Sahara Oil, I work with Ibafun Oil, I work with Merchant Express, I work with First Bank Insurance Broker, Sterling Bank Insurance Broker, Arc Insurance, Nerin. You will meet with different industries and you're able to understand their process. Who can be a consultant? Graduates. Your university graduate, professional working in finance, account, procurement, business analysts, project coordinators, software support, care workers, like you are moving into ERP. And remember, it is not, you don't need to code to be an ERP consultant. But who have been the people left behind? Where is this gap coming from? From school leavers, because it's not taught in the school. You can never see it in any school curriculum. University graduate degrees do not mention ERP as a pathway. Career switchers, no accessible structural route in the profession, and of course, migrants who come into the UK. So what are we offering for ERP Consulting Academy? We're also a practical training academy that prepares you to become confident with ERP consultant. We will take you through the process first, through the practical training, through a consulting mindset, because we're going to train you on consulting for some of the weeks. We're going to train you about the business process and how you are going to require and with our tutors, and you'll be able to develop your portfolio yourself. You will have access to Microsoft because we're starting with Microsoft Dynamics Business Central. You're going to have access to the application yourself, set up your own company yourself, like you're going into a company to go and deploy. And of course, one of the major problems that we have is that there's no structure part. We have talked about it before. No industrial awareness. Employers cannot find qualified consultants. And we're not just building a training company. It's not just any other training company. It's an infrastructure into the UK and the world ERP sector that have been missing for decades. And at the moment, the government has created the largest single demand for it in the history of this profession, especially in the UK. So the opportunity is time sensitive. The problem is real and the market is ready for you. So we train, I've talked about how we train the consulting skill, ERP system training. Everyone going to have access to the sandbox environment in each person during the training program. So what you're going to gain, ready skills. One of the things we're going to be doing is job ready skills. You're going to have portfolios yourself that you're going to present to every company that comes. We're going to be able to match you to job application. One of the things that ProERP Academy has done is to have contact with different bodies within the UK, from agencies to employers, and we want to match you with a job after the training. But how do we match job? Is that we also have to complete what we call the competency scoring. With the competency scoring, we have to present your competency scoring with all these companies before, and that means that when you are doing training, you must be ready. You must pass the assessment. You must be practically ready, because you don't want to go to a time site and they say, please, this is the way we run our finance. How do you run it? So that means we will train you on procurement. We will train you on warehouse management. We will train you on customer relationship management before you go into the software yourself. So it's easier for you to. And of course, this is our scoring system. So you don't need to apply for a job. These are the kind of the opportunities that I get from LinkedIn every time. Oladayo, are you looking for the next ERP project? My client is looking for ERP. Dayo, I look for this. Dayo, I'm working rapidly growing an engineering company now, Rochdale. We're looking for a data analyst in the optimization of recently acquired ERP system. This is all you're going to get. A client of mine is currently needing a data. In fact, I can't put all of them because of the screenshot. ERP system coordinator to 45,000 hybrid. I'm currently supporting a client across the medical space who are qualified for ERP system coordinator. These are the kind of things you get. I still got one this week. I couldn't add it to this anyway. So just to tell you that you get it repeatedly. So, and these are the benefits that you're going to see to enhance your technical skills. You can work in roles. You can work in roles as an ERP system coordinator. Recently, I went to do like a small job for a company in Bradford where I am, where I had to just collect the money as just a contract. And what was I doing? I was only solving their production process. Because there was waste in their production. And all I did was that, okay, because there's waste in their production, can we just implement a work in progress warehouse? So that inside that work in progress warehouse, we're able to know what exactly is wasting, then we can account for it. Then we can, link in an account number to it, so that anytime the waste happens, the person can allocate that waste to it. Those are the kind of things. And of course, you're going to gain that experience over time. But as a junior ERP consultant, you are able to take up projects in the United Kingdom. And we'll talk about the career. Functional consultant, we have technical consultant, business analyst, support consultants, and ERP specialist. The roles are enormous. And I want you to go online, search job roles in ERP. You'll be tired. I'm telling you, you'll be tired. So all the benefits we're going to be doing is that we're going to optimize your LinkedIn after the training. We're going to send your scorecard to the recruitment agency, job opportunities to the graduate for the paid community. We're going to do that for you. And I've talked about the salary progression. You can do that. Check that yourself. Our course section, sorry, I think I didn't read this. I'm sorry. Our course section starts in August 1st, not July 24th, sorry. And it ends in October 25. So it's August 1st to October, which is a 3-month. The section is on Saturday. I didn't update this too. I'm sorry. It's 6 to 9 and it's 5 to 7 on Sunday. 6 to 9 is the training all through on Saturday, going and deep diving into every aspect of it. And on Sunday, we're going to be talking about the assessment. We're going to do the assessment together, question and answer together, and just question and answer section. How do I start? Join the WhatsApp community. I think a lot of people have joined the WhatsApp community already. If you have not joined, the link is going to be placed on the chat, and you can join through that. Yeah. And also, thank you. Sorry, my team is noting me. Then also, we have a payment structure. And one of the things we've done is that I remember doing my training, and it's not sweet mouthing. Shegun has also gone through the training. I remember doing my training with the first company I worked with in Joburg, South Africa. And my training with Sage then, because I was working on Sage ERP then, was $2,000 in 2013-14. So you can see practical training. And what we have done is just, I will use the word, when we started up this program, is to give back to the community, to ensure that people dive into this opportunity. This is the least competitive career that you can ever go to. And I'm not trying to badmouth every other career like data analysis that is all over now. Is this one nobody is telling you about? And take advantage of it. Just take advantage. And we made it as cheap as possible. Our next section is going to be £800. above, but this section we made it as cheap as possible to make it £350 for the early birds and £400 for those that pay before the start of the training, maybe a day before the training is acceptable. And the early birds is ending June 2020. Sorry, what am I right? Apologies, guys. It's July. It's July. It's July 2026, which is, I think that's on Monday. For those who have some have already paid from our first webinars and second webinar, and you can take advantage of that. They, of course, they're going to send you all this after the training, the video recording, so that you can take part of it. The first payment is 150. Second payment, we made it easy for the 400 guys, so it's 150, 125, and 125 in the third month. And these are payment details: Tide Bank, ERP Consulting Academy. The account number is there. We'll also send it to you after this. You can copy it if you want to copy it now. Do a screenshot of it, and you can send your receipt to the HR Pro ERP Academy. Once you do that, immediately you will receive an admission letter and all the details that you need to start it up. So that is the tech career that nobody told you about. It's ERP Consulting. And I'm going to entertain a few questions before I let you enjoy your evening. All right. So you can put the questions on the chat and I'll be able to answer them. Okay, somebody said what ERP system we'll be training on. So we are starting. So one of the highest demanded ERP software in the UK and also now in the world, because Microsoft have integrated, for example, as Microsoft has integrated with a lot of applications, we are starting with, because we are looking at those who are coming in, they don't have the awareness and they're just starting. We are starting with Microsoft Dynamics Business Central, functional consultant, and we'll be deep diving into all the modules around it, all the process around it, and at the end of the day, you'll be able to do that. And what we intend to do after that one, then we'll move into Microsoft Dynamics Finance and Operation, but that is what we are starting with in the next 3 months. Yes, so that's Duncan. Yeah. So let's have the questions
sorry,
coming
this is Duncan again.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, this is Duncan again. Very sorry.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Another question. So the training is basically on Microsoft 365.
Microsoft Dynamics.
The ERP. Dynamics.
Yes.
Sorry, the ERP just to use is Microsoft Dynamics.
Yes. Microsoft Dynamics Business Central.
Hello. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay, no problem. I'll just confirm that. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yes.
I can hear you.
So Microsoft Dynamics is one of the highest demand of ERP system in the United Kingdom at the moment, and is one of the one that you will see mostly coming up now because of these new changes with the company's house. So we are taking advantage of that, starting up, which covers all the old modules regarding any company. So we're starting with that, and of course we are going to also we are going to scale regarding that to other ERP projects. But of course, we don't want to confuse our students. We want to make sure that once you can navigate through that, it's easy for you to, start implementing on other applications that we have, which is like Shopware said, you will learn SAP as well. Of course, it is a community, so the community will grow, but we are starting with Microsoft Dynamics Business Central. But I also wanted to add it to you that people should you should know that once you are able to understand how an organization run on any ERP system, it's easy for you to navigate most ERP applications, and that is the good part about it. So if you say, "Oh, I want to learn SAP," but you don't know how the process works, I've seen like one of the agencies that I'm very close to, and the guy told me that they told the guy to go and run finance, somewhere, and he didn't understand system accounting. And he only understands the software, but he didn't understand the system accounting. And these are one of the training that you're going to get so that you can interpret anything. You can interpret on NetSuite, you can interpret on Oracle, you can interpret on Microsoft Dynamics for finance and operation. Yeah. More questions? Okay. Is there a professional certification to Microsoft Dynamics? Yes. Thank you, Duncan, for that question. Yes, there is a certification to Microsoft Dynamics. We have two certifications to that, MB 200, MB 400, but we're not offering that certification. What we are basically doing is to train you on the application, and we can apply for the exam yourself. If you want to do the exam yourself, you can apply for the exam yourself. But what is more important, what I wanted to know is that if anybody is sending you a job offer and say, can you do the job? They're not going to ask you, do you have a certification? They will ask you, they will see your profile and they will ask you that, do you know the job? Can you do it? We have this project, just like I show you some of the example. We have this project in Shellfield. This is this and what are the things you need. Are you able to implement in this area? Can you do procure to pay? Can you do order to cash? Those are the kind of things you're going to be getting. But of course, it's very, very good. Once you have the time, you can do the exam at any time. You can make your preparation at every time, then get your certification. But of course, Pro ERP Academy will be giving you certification as well. How long is the training for? It's 3-month training. Is from August 1st to October 25, and it's going to be Saturday and Sundays. Saturdays is 6 to 9, and Sunday would be 5 to 7, which is 5 hours. And of course, one thing you should also know is that you can always you have the chance to always ask the tutors questions. There's a paid community group where the tutors are going to be. You can ask them any question. I'm going to pick your questions and talk to you. I have a one-on-one section with you. Why are you teaching a course that is well demanded? Because if it is needed, why share the knowledge than teach everyone to make money, even if we are paying for the knowledge? Let me get that again. Why are you teaching a course that is well demanded? Okay. Because if it's needed, why share the knowledge then teach everyone to make money, even if we are paying for the knowledge? Okay. So let me get the understanding. So what we are basically doing is, and I think one of the things I would love you to research is how many ERP companies are training. ERP companies don't really train because they don't have that time. ERP projects are very well demanded. This platform that we have created is one of the gaps that we are trying to fill. And is a tech career, just like you want to go for a training in data analysis. This is where demand is, and we are coming to bridge that gap and to enlighten people and to train people. And we have made that sacrifice to come out and give out that kind of training to people. And we are telling people to plug into the opportunity. So don't see it as, I don't know how you see it, but you see it as something that I want to gain and I want to plug into this opportunity. And I would say it is when other projects or when other tech projects started coming out, do you know how many people were plugging into those projects? Who are the people that first got those opportunities? Who are the people that first got those jobs? Those people who first did it. So if I tell you that the demand is high, that means that if you are the first person that first does this, do this training, you'll be having a lot of opportunities, just like I have. So those are the kind of things I wanted you to put into the context and say, this is an opportunity I want to plug into it. Will there be a community support after the course? Absolutely. There's a community support, and the community support is forever. Unless you want to leave that community support, we're going to be supporting you. One of the things we're going to be doing, we're going to be supporting you on project. As many ERP consultants, I will tell you for a fact that a lot of ERP consultants still call each other and ask themselves questions about projects ongoing. So that will be there. Anytime you're stuck on a project that you've been given or you're giving an employment in the UK and you're stuck on that project, because the people that employ you will leave you to it. Yeah, so you can always reach out to us. If you require Microsoft support or the partner support, we can always reach out to Microsoft ourselves and get support for you. So we will learn the system and also create our own portfolios to be able to present at interview. Yes, everyone will have their own personal portfolio, and that will be Stephanie is asking for the WhatsApp link. Can someone share it there, please? So we'll learn the system. You'll learn the system and also create your own portfolio. We're working on projects. We already have the company's project that you're going to be working on, and the tutors are going to be giving you that project. You're going to set up your company from the business analysis. You're going to do a role play. You're going to have an assessment on that, from procurement, from creating vendors, from how to take payment, how to set up your payment system, how to set up your finance. Everything we're going to be trained on you. What level of jobs will we get into? Junior, middle, or senior? You will get any role within this. The question is, when I get a role, what support do I need? And that is the support we'll give you. We'll give you, and you go back and say, I will tell you that for a fact that you can take up those projects. Those are the kind of things that you will get when you apply for those roles, right? So we'll be stopping in the next 5 minutes. Can anybody, like 3 minutes, can we send the WhatsApp link on the chat, please? So anytime you get a role, just reach out to us, and those are the kind of support we do. We'll give you support on how to match up your skills for that. We'll also give you support on how I will tell you confidently that, see, you can take up this role. You can take up this role. And these are the things that you're going to do on that project. Yeah. All right. So the chat WhatsApp is there. Just click on the link and join it. And updates is going to be provided on the group. Now, if you have more questions, you can send mails to the HR. I don't know. Can you put the mail there? Yeah. So you can send mails to the HR Pro ERP. I think HR Pro ERP Academy. Our office dot. Can you please put on the chat so that people can send mail there? But anyway, if you join the WhatsApp community, everything is going to be sent to you, and of course, the recording of this will also be sent to you. So I want to appreciate everybody that came. And please, if you have any more questions, one of the things we will do on the WhatsApp community, we'll open the WhatsApp community. I think there is a link there. Don't worry about sorting out the job experience issue. We have portfolios, and those are the portfolios that we're going to be pushing out for you. And yeah, the job experience part is the portfolio we're going to be pushing out for you. And even though you're in our community, we also intend to, in the future, which is not now, and we don't want to promise what we're not going to do, is the internship. It's going to come in later, which is already a project that we already have in partnership with our recruitment agencies. But you will work on portfolio, and that's what you're going to do. No, absolutely. You're fine, Stephanie. It's fine. It's great. It's part of the things that we look at. But please drop your questions on the chat. And I don't want to delay, because I already said the time I'm going to do it. We have another webinar coming on next week Saturday rather, and I'm going to be there again. So for anybody that wants to join, but we'll send all questions to the chat. Thank you everybody for coming. It's not that technical. When you start, it's not that technical. It's not that technical. It's something that is very interesting, and you will really, really love it. It's very, very interesting. You'll broaden your experience, you'll broaden your communication, you'll broaden your tech skills, but it's not that crazy tech because you don't code. Yeah, you do data import, you do data analysis before you import, you do report design, which are very small, very, very simple to do. So thank you so much for coming, and please join the chat and drop your questions on the chat, and we'll be responding to that. Thank you, and bye everybody for coming. Thank you.